sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Tropicana Field has been home sweet home for the Rays, with Tampa Bay winning 13 of the last 14 at the friendly confines. And today, Hunter Wood will be the opener in the finale as the Rays look to sweep the Tigers. We welcome you to Tropicana Field this afternoon, the wrap-up game of this short homestand. And the Rays are looking for a sweep as they tangle with the Tigers from Detroit. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays and the Tigers go at it, and boy, the Rays at home lately have been very good. And when you look at what the pitching has done and when it all started, well, the Rays are making this experiment with openers and whatever else you want to call them work well for them.
Yes, let's go back to Saturday night, May the 19th. Sergio Romo taking the mound for the Rays to open up a ball game. He would also do the very same thing the next afternoon on the 20th. Since then, how about this? They lead Major League Baseball with a 2.77 earned run average. And I'm going to tell you something, that's almost half a run better than anybody else. The only team under 3. It has been the bullpen, it's been the openers. Guess what? They got a couple of real starters too, and they've thrown the ball very well too. You think about Evaldi, the work that he has done, the work that Blake Snell has done. These guys are on fire right now. 8 shutouts in that time frame.
Well, you see the pitching matchup. Jordan Zimmerman for Detroit. He's made 6 appearances in his career against the Rays, 1-1. And after coming off the DL, he has been pitching very well for Detroit. Hunter Wood on the hill. We saw him the other night featuring high velocity and good breaking stuff. 4 games, an earned run average of an even 2 for Hunter Wood. Home sweet home is exactly what the Rays have called the Trop recently. And when we come back, Rich Hollenberg will dissect the success the Rays have had here at the Trop.
Well, the team is now 13-1 in their last 14 games right here at Tropicana Field. And when we take a look at our Toyota inside look, you'll see it's a well-rounded Rays team that's led to all this success. The bats are coming alive. The team is plus 34 in scoring in that span, but run prevention has been the key. 2 runs or fewer allowed in 11 of their last 14 at the Trop. The Rays say it all starts with the arms.
You got to really credit the pitching the way we went through our last homestand, and this is a short one, and the offense picked us up, but hopefully we can get back to what we do well, and that's prevent scoring runs, and all that kind of revolves around good pitching.
Our pitching, for sure. They've been lights out. Pitching and defense has carried us for sure, and the last couple of nights we've put a lot of runs on the board, which is nice to kind of get those 9 and 10 run games out of the way, and hopefully we can, as a team, can come together and start doing everything, start clicking, and keep this winning streak going.
Tampa Bay winners of 5 of their last 6 series, and with this one already locked up, the brooms are out as they close out the home portion of the first half of the season. 3.5 minutes till first pitch between the Rays and the Tigers. Dwayne and BA with the call. Enjoy Rays baseball, everybody.
This afternoon, the Rays will send the 24-year-old right-hander Hunter Wood to open this game as the Rays look for a sweep over this Detroit Tiger ball club with wins of 10-9 in 10 innings in game 1, and last night coming away with a 5-2 victory. So Wood heads to the mound, making his first start for the Rays. Here is the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Candelario is going to lead it off. Jamer Candelario at third, followed by Nicholas Castellanos, and then Nico Goodrum. John Hicks at first, the cleanup man. The DH is Victor Martinez. Mikey Montook in left, the former Ray. James McCann behind the plate. Ronnie Rodriguez at short. And Jacoby Jones will be in center field, hitting ninth.
Well, Hunter Wood, and you see his line from game 1 of this series. He went 2 2/3, gave up nothing, 1 walk, a couple of strikeouts, and in his 3 outings since his recall has given up just 1 hit overall in 6 2/3, throwing the ball very well, throwing with more velocity than we've seen him throw with all season long.
Well, here's Candelario to lead it off. Switch hitting infielder, playing third base. First pitch is a strike call, and there's that fastball in at 95 from Wood to start play today.
You know, his first couple of outings, we saw him sitting around 93. And then all of a sudden in his last time out, all of a sudden 95, 96 a number of times.
A little hesitation with that delivery and a cut to miss. Again, 95.
You remember the strikeout that he had the other night where he had 3-pitch strikeout, 3 completely different deliveries. No leg kick, that little hesitation leg kick, and then your normal high leg kick. It give you 3 different looks.
This pitch is high, 1-2. A lot of pitchers coming out of Japan pitch that way, and apparently Arkansas as well. Hunter Wood out of Rogers, Arkansas. So it gives you a little different look.
The similarities between the two are striking.
And a cut to miss. Breaking ball against Candelario, and that's the way this one begins.
You know, against the righties, it's the slider a lot of times. Against the lefties, it's this curveball, and that is filthy. I mean, that is a true 12-6 break with a lot of depth.
Here's Castellanos. Breaking ball had Candelario looking back out toward the mound. What was that?
I think he was trying to explain to his teammates and wasn't really sure.
Castellanos, the 10th leading hitter in the American League at 306.
There was the no leg kick.
Yep. So first pitch strike here to the Tigers' best hitter. Long cut there. 0-2.
I'll tell you what, the stuff for Hunter Wood has been very sharp.
Yep.
Good velocity, good slider there, tight little break. The curveball, of course, to get Candelario.
I'll tell you, you never know what you're going to get from this Rays pitching staff. What we saw the other night was legitimate.
Yeah.
So far, the first few pitches of this game, legitimate. And there is strike 3. That fastball up, overpowered Castellanos.
Yeah, the best hitter on this team, having the best season, and he just got completely overpowered by Wood. Let's take a quick look at the Rays defense, brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. I'm sure they're going to get involved at some point. Bowers, Kiermaier, and Smith left to right in the outfield. Across the infield, third to first, Duffy, Adames, Wendell, and Crone. Jesus Sucre will be behind the plate.
Nico Goodrum, switch hitting second baseman. He lifts it foul. That's headed for the seats, third base side. Goodrum with a couple hits last night, including a run batted in the 9th inning when the Tigers denied the Rays a shutout. One strike pitch. And he drops the curveball in. Strike 2 call.
I mean, he's filthy here in the early going.
He's made 9 pitches, 8 strikes. Whoa, this one just changing the eye level a little bit.
That was another one of those no leg kick. Again, we talked about his 3 different styles of delivery. And no leg kick, and it got away from him.
Just to keep you guessing.
See right there. There's the no leg kick. That's off the. Here it is.
Catch that sitting on your living room couch right there. Never foul. We'll see the 1-2 pitch again. Already the range 74 to 96. Coming in a bit. 2-2. Strikeout of Candelario on the breaking ball. Strikeout of Castellanos on a fastball up. Now the 2-2 to Goodrum. A little popper into shallow left. That ball will fall for a base hit. Big turn at first by Goodrum, and he will hang on right there. So 2-out single off the breaking pitch.
And just unfortunate placement. Here's that curveball. This one stays up just a little bit. Goodrum, see that ball right off the label. Misses the barrel, but not a lot of defense over there on the left side. Good job, though, by Jake Bauers hustling in to that ball as quickly as he did. Goodrum had thoughts about going to second, but get it in quickly like that, and he's going to hang it first.
And John Hicks, who's playing first base. He's a little late on the fastball. Strike one. Eight home runs. 279 on the year. Rays have been able to overpower him. The fastball, and he fouls this one back.
Think about his first at bat in the ball game last night off Stanek. And Stanek just at 97, 98, it wasn't even fair.
Wood way ahead, 0-2 in the count. Ball, 2 strikes. Wood the other night was extended a little bit. He made 52 pitches. The majority of those fastballs, but he did sprinkle in that slider and a curve and an occasional changeup. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled out of play. So the count is still 1-2 on Hicks, and Goodrum on his way back to first. Well, Hunter Wood, the 14th different pitcher to be utilized by the Rays this year as a starter / opener. His 5th appearance overall for the Rays, and first in this role. It's a base hit headed up the middle. Goodrum's going to head to third, and he will make it. The throw back to second. So after a couple of strikeouts, back-to-back base hits.
Well, and Hicks, you know, falls behind rather quickly, getting overpowered. Then he gets the slider here, and he gets out to it and just kind of smacks that ball right through the middle of the field, gets it into center. Ends up being a good at-bat for him and the threat for the Tigers.
Yeah, that slider about 90 up, and he took it back through the middle. Now Victor Martinez, and we know well the history he's had against the Rays. This veteran switch hitting DH now. One time caught. He's played other positions as well. And he takes the pitch down. 1-0. .240 on the year with 4 home runs for Victor Martinez. 29 runs batted in. It's the fastball by him. 1-1. Two and one. Bit of a threat here by Detroit with 2 outs. check swing back to the hill. The toss to first. Tigers do not score, leaving 2. And the Rays come in to hit in the bottom of the first with Kevin Kiermaier due to lead off. Presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Kevin Kiermaier in center, followed by Matt Duffy and Jake Bowers. C.J. Cron hits cleanup. G-Man Choi is the designated hitter, just joining the club today. Willie Adames is at short, hitting 6th in front of Joey Wendell, Jesus Sucre, and then Malik Smith.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Detroit Tigers is going to be right-hander Jordan Zimmerman. Has been limited to 11 starts. Was on the disabled list from May the 5th or May the 8th. Came off on June the 16th, but since coming off, you see the season numbers are very good, but since coming off the disabled list, he is 2-0 with a 1.80 in 25 innings of work.
The Rays try to rearrange that trend as Kiermaier leads off and takes the pitch wide.
I'll tell you, the best way they could do that, Dwayne, is be ready to hit, because in those 25 innings, Zimmerman has walked one guy.
Pitch is fouled back, and he will set his own pace.
Set a pace and pound the zone. He's not overpowering, so you're going to get pitches to hit. You've got to cash in when you get something out over. Very good command, though.
Hopper, shallow right center. Jones makes the call on the catch. One away.
Well, let's take a look at the Tiger defense and see how it's going to line up. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Mikey Matuk, Jacoby Jones, and Nicholas Castellanos. Across the infield, third to first, Jamer Candelario, Ronnie Rodriguez, Nico Goodrum, and John Hicks. James McCann back behind the plate.
Matt Duffy. First pitch is a strike. Duffy, the 8th leading hitter in the American League at 307. 91 total hits for the Rays' third baseman. Quickly behind 0-2. .338 at home for Duffy. Pitch is down, 1-2. Duffy 2 for 4 against Zimmerman in his career. Fouls it away. On a look there, the Rays bullpen. Matt Andriese up and loosening.
Yeah, you wondered if Hunter Wood was going to be limited because of the 2+ innings that he threw just 2 days ago.
Duffy reaches and is out on strikes.
A nasty little darting slider right there. Jordan Zimmerman has that short arm action. Boy, does he get some late movement there.
And against right-handed hitters, that is a big weapon. He goes to the slider more than any pitch against right-handed hitters.
If you can throw him like that, I would too. I mean, that's pretty nasty. Especially a guy like Duffy, who has hit right-handers so well.
Jake Bauers takes ball one. Two and 0. A couple of quick outs here in the first for Zimmerman. Two and 1. Zimmerman out of Wisconsin. His big year in the major leagues came with Washington in 2013. He was a 19-game winner, 19 and 9. 3-1 here on Bauers. 91 career wins.
When he's been healthy and out on the mound, and effective.
Bauers draws the walk. Baseball missed.
The jinx continues. We just talked about the fact that in his last 4 starts, he's walked 1 hitter in 25 innings, and we didn't even have to wait a full inning.
Yep.
I have been awful all season. I really have.
Yeah, somebody's tabulating all of those, you know.
Oh, they don't need to. I'm in last place. I'm out of the race already.
C.J. Crone. He takes a strike on the outside corner. I've been told, you know this, those are the kinds of things that go on in the dugout. You have to be careful what you say.
Oh, for sure.
In that regard.
Yeah. Yep.
The jinx is alive and real and feared in dugouts. That's a base hit through the hole on the left side. Ma took up with it and left. Crone has a base hit. His bat has come to life in recent days.
Well, we were told that yesterday at the stadium unveiling event.
Yes, yeah.
That there are people at home that
yeah.
When I say things like that, yell at the TV.
Yeah. Tell them to stop saying that.
Yeah, and the thing is they're right, because I've had a year where I go out there and talk about what a great player and how good he is defensively. He will make an error within a couple of innings.
All-Star break's coming up. It'll all turn around the second half.
Let's hope so. I may not even go to Minnesota. Just start it now.
It's your prerogative.
I think I'm going to. I'm going to take a sabbatical. I'm just going to go try to get myself right.
Okay.
4-day All-Star breaks, it's not going to cut it. I need a few more than that. Cleanse myself of all this nonsense.
Want to know the count to the Rays DH, G-Man Choi. Two outs, then the walk to Bauers, base hit by Crone. Choi from South Korea originally. Now a strike, hits 1-1. Rays got him in the Brad Miller deal. Choi, 26 years old. Originally in the Seattle organization. 2-1. Spent some big league time with the Angels and the Yankees. Rays got him from Milwaukee. It's going to be 2-2 now.
He's got an opportunity to indoctrinate himself into the team right away. A little 2-out uprising here by the Rays. Could be capped off, get a base hit here, and take an early lead.
Toward the middle, and it'll be handled by Rodriguez up there, who was shaded toward the middle, and Choi is out. The Rays leave 2. No score through 1. W.B. Mason, who bought W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We go to the second inning. And Andriese will be the new pitcher for the Rays. 22 pitch first for Hunter Wood. Couple of strikeouts. A hit, no runs. And Andriese to face Mikey Mautook. Strike 1. And Andriese with a couple wins. He got the win in the 10-inning game here Monday. Oh, 2. Third, nice pickup by Duffy. The turn and throw got him. Duffy moving to his left. Nice job by the Rays' third baseman.
Yeah, he does right here in a nice ready position. This ball trying to get into left field. And look how he flags it down glove side. Spin. Strong throw over to Crone. I love Matt Duffy, and we saw him on demo day talking about his ready position and how it differs, you know, from some other guys in the infield. And you really love the way that he gets down. He's got that glove down and ready to go, because you think about guys, you know, these right-handed hitters turning on balls and how quickly they're going to get on him. And he's got that glove out ready to go when that pitch is being delivered. You just saw the tail end of it right there as he's getting down. He's going to wait just until Matt Andriese is delivering the ball, and then he will get into his position.
Another pitch, this one down. It's 1-1. Yeah, every split second counts really anywhere on the infield, but if you've got a right-handed hitter and you're at third, it really counts then.
Think about it.
Ground ball third, and this one's going to get through that hole to the left of Duffy and out of the reach of Adames.
So there's a perfect example of it right there. And that ball hit sharply enough to get by him, but not because he wasn't ready. Watch him get down, the gloves down. Boom, contact, step, and a dive. And just a hair short. You can see he's not real happy. Figure you're going to get dirty. You want to make the play.
Yeah, the mentality is I'm going to make every play down here.
And if that's not it, then just check yourself out of the game.
Yeah.
Because you will be worthless. You have got to believe that you're going to make all of them.
Ronnie Rodriguez here at shortstop, hitting 8th. Jose Iglesias hit by a pitch in the 8th inning last night, left the game and not in the lineup today.
You know, I'll tell you something. That Dwayne, gives you a little bit of glimpse in how difficult the game of baseball can be mentally. You know, tell me a hitter the last time he went to the plate and didn't think I'm getting a hit. Now he knows if he's really good that 7 out of 10 times he's not.
Yep.
But you can never let that doubt or that reality really at the end of the day creep in.
Yep.
Every hitter goes to the plate every time. I'm getting a hit. But deep down you know that's not the case. But you can never not think you're going to get a hit when you go to the plate.
Yep.
And it can. You talk about the mind, how it can become a struggle.
Yep. It's discipline, the force of the will. 4-pitch walk. Rodriguez heads to first. McCann pushed up to second. 2 men on with 1 out.
And it's every day.
Yep.
And it's every day. And that's how things can snowball and guys get into slumps.
Yeah. Because every day, if you're a hitter, you can't wait to get to the plate. But if you get in a situation where you kind of dread it, you're done.
And then that's when we talk about, okay, 0 for his last 11. At what point does this slump become mental? Right now it could be physical. You could see him flying open a little bit. But at what point does it start to play with the mind, and now you go up to the plate and you're not very confident?
Yep.
Because you're right. If you do that, just don't bother going to the plate.
Kobe Jones bounces it in front of Dave Clark and beyond. Clark in the third base coaching box. 1 strike the count to the Tigers center fielder. Same way on the mound. Every part of this game, you have to have that approach.
That's right. And deep down, the reality is you're not going to be anywhere near as perfect as you believe you have to be every action that you take.
It's 1-1. The Tigers had a couple men on in the first with 2 outs. Martinez retired on a comebacker to Wood. Now with 1 out. McCann's at second. Rodriguez at first. One and 2. Andreessen picking up the win here on Monday. Pitched just that 1 inning. 17 pitches. So he's back at it here in the final game of this series. That pitch close, just missed. Sucre stands up a little bit there and returns the ball to Andreessen. He really wanted that pitch.
Right there, Sucre talking to Nick Marley behind the plate there. That's a big pitch. You're talking about runners on first and second. Big difference between a punch out for out number 2 and this at bat continuing.
Yeah, Marley, a young umpire, Last year was up for 31 games. Two. And now ball 3 and the count is full. And in the short amount of time he's been in the big leagues, he has been a little below average in calling strikes, below the league average.
And you know what? The way that this game is now, with all the technology and these umpires being graded, you would think that the younger umpires are going to be stingier. So afraid to make a mistake on a ball that's a fringe pitch.
Swing and a miss. Jones out of there. So he had to go to 3-2 to get him, but Jones is out number 2.
Well, got him with the changeup. How about that? Full count changeup. Leaves it right in the middle of the plate, throws it with confidence, and gets Jones way out in front.
Well, that's almost his favorite pitch, and in some situations it's his dominant pitch.
He has completely changed the way that he pitches, his arsenal. You know, he had like a starter's type arsenal: fastball, changeup, breaking ball, mixed them all pretty well. And now he has become fastball, changeup, the breaking ball right there. You will see one every now and then to try to steal a strike like he just did, and then go right back to the heater and the changeup. And you're right about that changeup. Absolutely loves that pitch.
Strike on Candelario. Oh, 2.
He's got a very unique changeup. You see the grip and the way that he cocks his wrist and stays off to the side of that. So he gets, you know, almost some cutting action with his changeup.
Yeah, and you think about a changeup going the other way.
Yes, it's
but
always
actually cut sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and it's that arm, it's that angle. You know, instead of being on top of it and rolling down over the top of the baseball, he's kind of off to the side, and so you get the cut. That's why, you know, early on when he first came up, you'd see him punch out a right-handed hitter, and I would literally write down, okay, strike out with the slider. And then all of a sudden you start looking at some video, and you're like, those aren't sliders, those are change-ups.
You're just sitting here watching him. It's difficult to try to identify pitches.
Very, very.
Just down 1-2. Ball game here in the second. Tigers 2 men on in the first. Rays had a couple men on in the first. Now the Tigers 2 men aboard in the second inning. It's 2-2. Jamer Candelario, 12 home runs, just collecting some extra base hits, 17 doubles and 3 triples. He gets him. Candelario out on strikes. 2 men left for the Tigers. Willie Adames will open the home half of the second in a scoreless ball game. bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting Group Sales at 888-FAN-RAYS or email groupsales@raysbaseball.com. Rays are facing Jordan Zimmerman, 32-year-old right-hander. Willie Adames, the first man to hit against him in the second inning. Pitch is a strike. Joey Wendell will follow, and then Jesus Sucre. It's 1-1. Thomas had been a little bit under the weather on that last road trip. He was in the game here last night. Started the first two games at second base and in there again at second. Starts away 2-2. So that slider evens the count. Headed to short. Up by Rodriguez, and his throw is right there. Well, that's going to bring up Joey Wendell.
Well, let's take a look at a scouting report on him, Dwayne. Number one, he is streaking with the stick, a current 10-game hitting streak, and it's a pretty meaty one, too. Hitting .419, on base of .486, got 3 multi-hit games during that stretch, and great glove. And we're not talking about the left field version. What we're talking about here is the fact of his defensive versatility. You put him at second, short, left field, third base, wherever it is, he gets the job done defensively in a big way.
First pitch is a strike. Yeah, you can play him all over the place, and he gives you quality at bats all the time.
He is a fun guy to watch play the game of baseball. Old school throwback type.
Yep.
Right down to the no batting gloves.
0-2 the count as he faces Zimmerman. 13 of 31 with a home run during this 10-game hitting streak.
By the way, if he punches out here on 3 pitches, I'm leaving. I am out.
Well, there's a base hit. You're going to have to stick around. He'll hustle around first and dig for 2. He is safe at second base. He got in there, kept his foot on the bag. You can see Bill Welke delaying that call for a moment and peering in there, but it's a double, and Wendell extends his hitting streak to 11.
Okay, look at this. The hitting streak, the old throwback type of player, fun to watch, everything coming into focus here. A misplaced pitch there got it started off poorly for Zimmerman, and Wendell goes the other way. Mikey Matuk deep out there in left center, and some good hustle here. This is that, look at, stay right on that tiptoe. And you can see Welke stalking him.
Yeah, they have to be very careful now. That's another repercussion of replay. Sucre fouling it away. Well, listen, you're already starting to turn it around. You mentioned all those things, and they all happen.
That
nice
did feel
going.
good.
Yeah,
that did feel good. And it felt good because it very rarely happens.
9th double for Wendell. The hitting streak continues. It's now at 11.
Maybe I should leave the booth anyway, because it's all downhill from here.
Quit while you're ahead.
That's what
you can't do that. Sucre lifts a fly ball shallow center. And who's going to make the catch? Jones and Matuk collide. And Jones comes away with the ball. It was quite a little collision out there. Full steam ahead for both Jones and Matuk.
Well, here it is. This ball is not going to be very deep. You got a lot of bodies converging. And, ooh, man, that could have been ugly. Those guys were flying.
You know what I like in the aftermath of this? Jones. So he makes the catch. It barely looks back, comes running in, turns around, and runs right back to his position in center field. Doesn't even look at the other defenders. I'm the center fielder. That's my ball. I'm taking charge.
We might hear about an altercation underneath the dugout later on.
Malik Smith sends a fly ball to left. Matuk back for this one and makes the catch. And there you go. Man left at second, and we go to the third. No score. From the nation's capital, the MLB All-Star Game, July 17th, only on Fox, or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Wilson Ramos will make a triumphant return to the nation's capital as the starting catcher of the American League in the All-Star Game. Castellanos fouls one up the right side. A nice catch right there. Well, the vote for the final spot, that final vote still going on. Gene Segura currently the top vote getter. Oh, he's had a great impact on that Seattle ball club.
Well, currently the second wild card.
About the National League, you know, Aguilar has had a great impact on the Brewers, not only with his production, but with his presence. He's a kind of a high energy, let's get it done guy.
With like 47 homers.
Yeah, he's.
I think.
I mean,
it's close.
It's wild. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Castellanos.
Where the American League is so top heavy, the National League is going to have a lot of really good close races all season. Milwaukee right in the mix.
Takes care of Castellanos. Third strikeout for Andres. We'll take a look at the National League Central. Milwaukee a game and a half up on the Cubs. Cardinals have really battled this year. They've had some disappointment. They're 7 out. Pittsburgh and then Cincinnati. That's going to be interesting, though. If the Cardinals, you know, they still have time to get back in that race. The Cubs chasing the Brewers.
Did you hear about the Reds-Indians game from last night?
How about that thing? The way it went down.
I mean, set the stage for you. The Indians are up 4-0 at home going into the top of the 9th inning. The Reds are putting together an inning, and manager Terry Francona, you know, looked down to Carl Willis and, you know, wanted to put in, you know, get OP up. Well, he hears OT. He calls down and gets Dan Otero up. They wanted Oliver Perez, the lefty, for Joey Votto. Well, Dan Otero's the one that's getting ready. So then Francona pops out. He's going to make the move. He brings in Otero.
Yeah, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Right on. And now all of a sudden Votto up, bases loaded. Otero and bases clearing double. And the Reds would score 7 runs in the top of the 9th inning and come back and beat Cleveland 7-4, who's already had a myriad of issues out of that bullpen, and now you have that happen to you and give that game away late. And, you know, I mean, listen, to Terry Francona's credit, he said, look, that's on me. It's a miscommunication, but ultimately I'm the guy in charge here, and that's on me. But how about that mistake being made in that kind of a situation?
Goodrum called out on strikes, had a little look back at the plate umpire Marley. Hicks fouls it away.
Fortunately,
they have an 8.5 game lead.
Yes, they're in the American League Central.
Rays will be headed to Minnesota to take on the Twins.
Well, the Rays could help them out. 4 games. Be keeping a close eye on that series.
I'm sure you will. You'll be missed.
Well, like I said, I need to clear the mechanism and get right for the second half.
Okay, gotcha. Ball 2 strikes. Blake Snell's going to open that series against the Twins tomorrow night. 2 night games and 2 day games. And Hicks is out on strikes. That's 5 strikeouts for Andres, who strikes out the side in the 3rd.
Field, Rays and Tigers, joined by a couple of luminaries now, members of the Populous team who helped design this brand new Ybor ballpark that everyone's so excited about. Pat Tangen, Norman Friedman, great to have you guys. Pat, I'll start with you. Why is this the best design for this team and this area?
Well, first of all, it's the best design because it's tailor-made for the Rays. It's tailor-made for your style of baseball, the field conditions and the geometries and the seating. Very intimate, close in. Everything on the field for the players and their amenities is tailor-made for them. The second big thing is that it's very tailor-made for where it's located in Ybor City. Of course, it has a roof to mitigate environmental conditions in hot weather, rainy weather here in Tampa. But the biggest thing is the fact that it fits that neighborhood. It fits in. It's part of Ybor. The other side is more modern, that type of thing. I mean, it looks great from the highway system. It will become an icon for the city.
Like we've heard so often, it's not a stadium, it's a neighborhood ballpark. And Norman, I'll turn to you now. You guys have done this so many times to so much success throughout Major League Baseball, most recently with the Atlanta Braves a couple of years ago. What sparked your creative juices when you got into the teeth of designing this?
Well, I mean, I just really love the neighborhood. And Ybor City, hang on.
There's a home run by Kevin Kiermaier, so you're bringing us some good luck. We love that. Okay, you can go on.
All right. So I love Ybor City, and I've been there many, many times. And just the intimate character of it, the scale of the street, the balconies, the ironwork, the brickwork. And so to incorporate that into the ballpark was really kind of exciting.
Ybor City is going to be such a great place to see baseball now and still appreciate everything that's already there and has been there. You mentioned briefly the translucent roof, Pat. I think that probably more than anything else has been the hot button topic around here. Will it be a fixed dome? Will it be a retractable roof? You decided on the translucent roof. I wouldn't say you settled on it, but you came up with the design. Has this been done before? Is there precedence for this? And why did you decide on this?
Well, the structural system for the roof has been done before. The translucent part of the roof has been done in other applications, but nothing nearly as substantial as this size. So it's going to be definitely one of a kind. But I think the biggest factor is that we decided on a fixed roof that doesn't slide or move like Miami. But the outfield walls and behind home plate, those walls do open to let the outside in. And the outfield has great windows for views out to Ybor and watching people come in and people watching and things like that. I think it's just going to be very, very different than here at Tropicana, and just really a wonderful experience.
Sounds like a win-win for everybody. We'll finish up with you, Norman. The seating looks to be unique in certain areas of the ballpark. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I love the outfield. The days of all the same kind of seat all throughout a ballpark are just completely gone. And the outfield especially is a place to be sort of fun and playful, where we have sandboxes and your kids with buckets and shovels can be playing while you're on a picnic basket, a picnic blanket. And then the fountain seats that are actually integrated into the fountain. Also picnic suites, like a more casual, almost a backyard feel to a place where you can sit at a picnic table and watch the game. All of these things are just fun, creative ways to make the experience that much better.
Norman Freeman, Pat Tangen, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the Rays of winning ways right now. You're a good luck charm for us, as Kevin Kiermaier gave the Rays a 1-0 lead. Guys, Stu Sternberg said it yesterday when he was talking to you in the booth. This is a stadium that is of, for, and by the people, but these guys at Populous had a pretty big hand in it too.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's a multifaceted plan. And so we'll go forward from there. But that's, I think there are a lot of areas of that ballpark that a lot of people are going to find very interesting. Certainly varied. So that broadens the appeal. C.J. Crone fouls this one out of play. The count is 0-2. Kiermaier opened with the home run into right center field. His second home run. Duffy with a base hit. And Bowers with a fly ball to center.
Dwayne, I'd like to take this time to offer my condolences to the loss of the unicorn in today's ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to see him go this early.
Sometimes when you least expect it.
Wandered into a rough neighborhood.
0-2 count. This chop foul. Here's the home run by Kiermaier.
A breaking ball right into the swing. Looked like he got that ball a little off the end of the bat too, but strong enough. A couple rows up there. A Tiger fan all jacked up for that homer.
Kiermaier's second home run of the year. His first one was the grand slam off Gio Gonzalez.
That's right. It really makes you wonder how big of a Tiger fan that gentleman was to get that jacked up over a Rays homer.
Ball in the dirt.
I mean, he was throwing that thing around like, yeah. Watch how pumped. I mean,
that's fun at the old ballpark right there. Challenged and he came through. That's a shot. Liner into left. That's going to be off the top of the wall. Duffy's going to go to third, and Crone continues his hot hitting with his 17th double of the year. Just a little higher, and he would have lined that one into the seats.
Well, that was an absolute bullet. Here, the second time through the lineup, the Rays finding the range here against Jordan Zimmerman.
So the double for Crone. The Tigers talk it over. Zimmerman and McCann on the mound. One out with 2 men in scoring position. Ji-Man Choi will be the hitter, and here's that breakout second time through, and that has been a problem for Zimmerman.
And look at that. He's able to weather that storm, and then he gets things going his way the third time through. But the second look, that's a huge change.
Choi pops it up and pitch in on him, and he fouls it out of play. Strike one. Choi had been at Durham after being acquired from the Brewers. Hit 270, 22 games with the Bulls, and hit a couple of home runs down there. Zimmerman stays in and picks up the strike. 0-2.
You got a guy that you know wants to get his arms extended to drive the baseball. You need poor contact or a strikeout. So you're trying to crowd him. Now that he's gotten him to 2 strikes, you can look to put him away. And Choi's got to be thinking nothing more than putting the ball in play. And he got a good chance of getting at least one of these runs home.
And he is out on strikes. That's exactly what Zimmerman was looking for, and he went right after Choi. Struck him out.
Got right back to making some high quality pitches. Middle of the zone, up above.
Well, the Rays with a run home on the Kiermaier home run. Duffy third, Crone second. And Adames trying to come up with a big 2-out hit. Really grounded to the shortstop Rodriguez his first time. Strike one. Well, the last 3 games the Rays have had some key hits. Runners in scoring position, 7 of 37. A .459 clip. Fly ball to right. Castellanos waits for that one and makes the catch. The Rays get the run on the leadoff home run by Kevin Kiermaier. A couple hits to follow, and those 2 men left on base. We're at the end of an inning. Rays lead 1-0. Kevin Kiermaier has given the Rays an early lead with the 3rd inning home run. On to the 4th we go. Victor Martinez leads off for Detroit. The shift is on for him. The pitch is a ball. Adames in shallow right field. Pitch just missed, a little low perhaps. 2-0. Lifted the other way. Bowers is there. 1 away. Now Mikey Matuk. Matuk retired in the 2nd inning on a very fine play by Duffy at 3rd. Bunts 3rd base side. Good bunt. Barehanded pickup and throw. Safe at 1st. Well, he had Duffy back a bit at 3rd and put down a very good bunt.
You're trying to find any way to get things started offensively, and this is where Duffy's at. You've got a long way to go, and that late turnaround or square around by Matuk, and just no chance for Duffy to do anything. Given great effort, but you're coming from so deep.
One on, one out for the catcher, James McCann. That's a strike. He did go on the appeal down to Lance Barrett. Nick Marley calling the balls and strikes. Well, the right-hander Castillo, Yarbrough the lefty, and the Rays bullpen. Back 0-2. Bullpen busy with Andriese working into his 3rd inning. He's gone 2 1/3 right now. 5 of the 7 outs he's recorded coming on strikeouts. To left. Bowers will look up and watch this one sail out of here, and McCann has just hit an 0-2 pitch out of here. A 2-run home run to left, and it's 2-1 Detroit.
Well, this is one of those instances, Dwayne, where a guy like James McCann down 0-2 can probably count on the changeup coming. I mean, you're going to see that pitch. Here it is, and the location, not really any cutting action to it. Stays middle in, and wasn't fooled.
Yeah, that pitch just hovered for him, it seemed, and he hit it out to left. So the bunt hit by Matuk, the home run by McCann. I want to know the count on Rodriguez. 1. So the Rays down by a run, and now only Yarbrough is throwing in the bullpen. high popper. Shallow right center. Kiermaier making the call. He's got it. It's the second out. Each team with 5 hits now. Tigers 2 runs, 5 hits. The Rays 1 run, 5 hits. Here's Jacoby Jones. Strike 1. Just a little bit wide that time. 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes. Foul straight back. Still 1-2.
Oh. There's some good catches made out here by the fans today.
That one on the rebound.
Those typically aren't good catches.
Swing and a miss. Jones chased the pitch up. Bottom of the 4th coming. 2-1 Detroit. Chevy dealers. By Eldorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. Now the Rays come in to hit in the bottom of the 4th inning, down 2-1. Here's McCann hitting a 2-run home run. Here's Joey Wendell, who's already extended his hitting streak to 11. Takes the pitch. He thought that was wide, appeared to be, and it's a strike.
Well, the Rays offense back to work here against Jordan Zimmerman. Had some good swings against him in that 3rd inning. Left a couple of guys on.
Little tap, third base side, bare hand pickup. Zimmerman throw to first. That turned out to be quite a play by Zimmerman on the bare hand pickup and throw.
And then how about the footwork by Hicks over there at first base? All around the Tigers getting it done there. But you're right, Jordan Zimmerman deciding bare hand is the only way I'm getting Wendell from the left side. The throw taking him right into the baseline, and Hicks, little tap dance over at first base. Left, right, Wayne.
Pretty good dance move.
Not bad.
Strike to Sucre. You square that off a couple times, you've got a tango going.
My IT bands won't allow it. They're tight.
1-1 now. Sucre pounds this one into the stands, and it's a 1-2 count. Rays facing 32-year-old right-hander Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah, a lot of experience. I mean, this is a guy that, you know, not overpowering, but a real good idea how to set hitters up.
Sucre pops it foul. Not going to be playable.
Faced the Rays back at the end of April. 7 shutout innings, gave up just 2 hits in that game. Ended up being a Rays win.
Popper into shallow right. Castellanos under it. 2 gone. Castellanos had trouble with a ball similar to that one in the first game of this series. Didn't appear to be all that certain on that one.
No, listen, this roof at times, and we've seen it over the years, can give visitors, especially teams that don't come here very often, once a year, interleague, it can give them fits. The roof here at Tropicana Field, the same color as a rubbed up baseball, and if you are not dialed in on that baseball, it can get tricky. We've seen a lot misplayed.
Another count to Malik Smith.
There's nothing translucent about the roof here at Tropicana.
Nope. 2-0. Fly ball, center field. Kobe Jones is there, and he makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 4th. On to the 5th, 2-1 Detroit. day in 2013. Matt Moore recording his 13th win, breaking the David Price Club record at the time of 12. That occurred in 2010. So a 13-win first half before the All-Star break, and that's something that Blake Snell will be trying to accomplish when he opens the series tomorrow night. It'll be in Minneapolis. He'll carry a 12-4 record into that start. Ryan Yarbrough, the new pitcher for the Rays, will be with you at 7:30. With our initial coverage, that's Blake Snell against Kyle Gibson tomorrow against the Minnesota Twins. Yarbrough with a couple of quick strikes here. 3 innings for Andriese, a couple runs on the home run. And now line drive into left, and Bowers is there to catch it to retire Candelario.
Hey, how about the jump that Jake Bowers got on that line drive? The Rays' first baseman out there playing in left field, and that ball off the bat, he gets a great jump, great read. Not bad for a first baseman. And we're seeing more and more of that. Jake Bowers in left. Certain matchups, Daniel Robertson will be out there in left field, getting some of these infielders involved. Joey Wendell out there in left.
Castellanos sending one to right, and Malik Smith is there making the catch on that one. Yeah, Wendell out there in left. You know, since he's gone out there, that hitting streak now 11. Wendell at second base today, but he's hitting the ball better than ever, spending some time in the outfield.
You're keeping all of these guys involved, and that right now is what Kevin Cash, the juggling act that he's trying to accomplish here. He's got a lot of guys that deserve playing time, and the way that he's been able to get them into the lineup by moving some of them into the outfield from time to time, making this team even more versatile than it already was.
Bounce it 0-2. You know, that's one thing that this new approach of versatility pretty much eliminates. You know, the way the game at one point was played, you'd have a couple guys, position players, who were just looking for any opportunity to get playing time and at bats. You don't see that with the versatility. Everybody's in the mix.
Yeah.
A guy might be out a game or two. He's right back in there. Another guy's out. And they play all over the place.
And you keep them sharp.
Yeah.
You keep them sharp and you make them more valuable.
Sharp and fresh.
That's right. I like that. I like the wink, too, that you followed it up with.
Nice little slogan there. Important to be fresh as well as sharp. 2-2. In fact, sometimes you can't be sharp if you're not fresh.
That is true.
Yeah.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
Number foul, still 2-2 the count on Goodrum. Nico Goodrum. This is empty, 2 gone. John Hicks on deck.
Goodrum trying to slow play this at bat a little bit. We know that Ryan Yarbrough likes to set a pace, likes to work quickly.
Strike 3 call. Goodrum caught looking on the pitch in. Bottom of inning 5 coming. 2-1 Detroit. Ballpark this summer with the Reading with the Rays program presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Kids receive prizes for reading and pick up 2 tickets to a Rays game for completing the program. Sign up by visiting your local library. For more info, visit raysbaseball.com. The liner into center field off the bat of Kiermaier, and he's on again. He had homered in the 3rd. And a base hit to begin the 5th. Let's see what the Rays can build with this.
Oh, this line drive almost makes its way all the way out to Jones. Low middle, an absolute blistering shot that just would not come down. Well, this looked like just a clear single to center to almost, could he make a play on it? Short hop.
Matt Duffy. Fly ball to right by Duffy. Castellanos makes the catch. A couple pitches in, 1 out and 1 out already. Look at Jake Bauers up there.
Well, it goes back to what we talked about when this game started. They know that Jordan Zimmerman pounds the zone. He's not an overpowering guy, but boy, he works in the zone and around the fringes with regularity. So you've got to be a guy going up there into the batter's box ready to hit. How about that first pitch strike, setting a nice pace there. 80%.
Bauers has walked and lifted a fly ball to center. Only a couple steals with Zimmerman on the mound this year. 4 caught stealings and a pickoff. Foul back. He had a year in Washington when he had 6 pickoffs. That was 2015. 7 steals all year, 7 caught stealings, and 6 pickoffs.
You see right-handers that start to run up some pickoff numbers. You think about quick feet, you think about short arm action, and real accurate to the bag.
And there's a strike, and on that delivery, he actually had Kiermaier, who did not have a big lead, but he had Kiermaier moving back toward the first base bag.
Which you understand with a lefty on the mound, not a righty, because when that front leg gets picked up, he can't come over. So there's no reason, unless you're getting a one-way lead, and he certainly doesn't have a big enough lead for that.
Bauers is out on strikes. After the base hit, 2 men retired. 3rd strikeout for Zimmerman.
Doing a good job here this afternoon of climbing the ladder.
C.J. Cron is 2 for 2 against Zimmerman today. Made a bid for a home run with a line drive off the top of the wall in left. Went for a double in the 3rd. Grounds it by the mound to short. Rodriguez with the toss to Goodrum. We're through 5. It's a 2-1 ball game, Detroit. in the third by Kevin Kiermaier gave the Rays an early lead. In the fourth inning, the bunt single by Montauk, followed by the James McCann home run, his 6th of the year, connecting off Matt Andriese. Through 5, it's 2-1. On to the 6th we go. Ryan Yarbrough had a 1-2-3 5th. John Hicks takes a strike to begin inning number 6. 2 runs, 5 hits for Detroit, a run, 6 hits for the Rays. Wood worked an inning, and Andriese for 3. Yarbrough starting his 2nd. He goes up and strikes out Hicks with a fastball up there.
The last couple of times Hicks has come to the plate, he has just been overmatched, and Yarbrough taking this fastball right to the top of the zone, that coming off a changeup below it. That's the way that Yarbrough works. You know, you see a lot of the sinker. He will run the 4-seamer up a little bit. Good changeup down and away. A very good cutter that he uses quite frequently in on right-handed hitters.
First pitch strike to Victor Martinez. It's in there. 0-2. Looper into short left. Adames out there makes a little leap to grab that one. The 2 up, 2 down in the 6th inning. Let's check in with Rich Hollenberg once again. Rich.
Thanks, Dwayne. As if I don't get to see you enough in the pregame and the postgame. We're here in the middle of the game, but for good reason. What's this crew you got with you?
Oh, man, this is special. Back in 1978, here in Tampa, when they used to, the state championships for baseball, high school baseball was always here at Al Lang Field. We won the state championship, Coral Park High, the Rams, and I got Coach Steve Hertz, legendary coach, went on to coach for almost 50 years. And we just, I got them all up here. Yeah, well, maybe, close to it, Coach. But it's just been a lot. Good to see guys I haven't seen in forever. And kind of tie it back to Tampa from 40 years ago. It's been a blessing. It's been nice.
Yeah, and 40 years removed from high school would make O feel old. He was the young guy on the team. He brought all these guys here to make him feel younger, Dwayne.
Well, of course he did. He's still doing that. It's a great group out there. 1-1 the count here. Fouled back. Montauk bunted his way on in the 4th inning and scored. Retired on a good play by Duffy at 3rd in the 2nd. Yarbrough worked a perfect 5th inning. First 2 men retired in the 6th. Foul ball out of play. Two. Yarbrough last worked last Friday in New York against the Mets. And a cut and a miss had him chasing the changeup right there. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom half of inning 6, 2-1 Detroit.
For heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Afternoon baseball at Tropicana Field. We go to the bottom of inning 6. 2-1. The Rays got a run on the Kiermaier third inning home run. A 2-run shot by McCann in the 4th for Detroit. Ji-Man Choi 0 for 2. Taps it foul this time down the third base side. Rays with a run. 6 hits off Zimmerman. Giving up a walk. That was back in the 1st to Bowers. And an 0-2 count. Zimmerman made quick work of Choi in the 3rd. Struck him out on 3 pitches. It's too high.
Oh, that was
chase.
That was after the 1 inning that the Rays were able to push him a little bit. That was Kiermaier with the home run, single by Duffy, double by Crone, and then all of a sudden Zimmerman tightened up the ship. And that's been it.
Rays had men at 2nd and 3rd, only 1 out, and left both those men.
And it started with that punch out of Choi.
Ground ball, base hit. So he opens the 6th with a single on the left side of the field.
Well, you get that shift or heavy shade played against you, and then you get a changeup and it's away. He just reaches out there. That ball's actually off the plate, a ball. See where everybody's lined up. He just pokes it through.
Willie Adames is the hitter. There goes the runner, and the pitch hit on the ground to the left side. The Rays will get a man into scoring position on that. Rodriguez was going over to cover with the runner breaking, had to go back to his right a bit to make the play. And that allowed Choi to move into 2nd.
Well, how about the Rays aggressively putting Choi in motion, and with the cover right there, and then that ball off the side of the mound took it even further away from Rodriguez.
Well, a man in scoring position for Joey Wendell, who already has extended his hitting streak to 11 with the 2nd inning double.
I thought Ronnie Rodriguez right there was relaying signs to his partner over there at 2nd, Goodrum, but I think he was doing a little maintenance.
1 strike to count. There's a strike, 0-2. The Rays left a couple men on in the 1st. Left a man at 2nd in the 2nd. 2 men on. Runners 2nd and 3rd in the 3rd. Left a man on in the 5th. 1 on, 1 out here in the 6th. Pitch is fouled. Cut and a miss on a pitch that broke down and in.
I'll tell you what, that had some nasty late action to it. That was a pitch that Joey Wendell swings that almost hit him in the back leg. Look at this thing take off. There are times where uses that pitch, you know, a slider. At times it appears to be a big cutter. He throws it hard. It's a lot of lateral movement.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch right there, and the Rays are 0 for 6 today with men in scoring position. Foul ball by Sucre.
Yeah, that's newsworthy because they've been killing it.
They have
when
indeed.
It's mattered.
Yep. Well, the Rays have scored 24 runs in their last 3 games. Down 2-1 in the 6th inning of this one. Sucre reaches and misses. He's down 0-2. Joy out there at second. Ground ball and a strikeout since his opening single. Sucre reaches again, and his strikeout number 5 posted by Zimmerman. We're headed into the 7th. 2-1 Detroit. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by your local Honda dealer. Jordan Zimmerman touched for the home run in the 3rd, but has held the Rays at bay since then. Ryan Yarbrough back to the mound for the Rays. A couple of innings of work under his belt. And he faces the difference in the game now, James McCann. The pitch is a strike. McCann 2 for 2 today, including that 2-run home run in the 4th. Oh, 2. All 2 strikes. Rays used the opener and the bullpen in last night's game. Used 5 pitchers. Chris Archer come back off the DL and worked 3 1/3 on Monday. And in that 10-inning game, the Rays used 9 pitchers. Number 3 in this game. Pulled down the left side, out of play. Strike call. That takes care of McCann. And the 4th strikeout recorded by Yarbrough. He struck out 4 of the last 5 men he's faced.
He's been dialing it up, and that right there was a pitch to, completely on the other side of the plate. They want fastball away. How about fastball in? Thing is, James McCann doesn't know where they're trying to go, and he gets locked up on that heater.
It's a bunt by Rodriguez right back to the mound, and Yarbrough handles that easily. So Rodriguez, second out. Yarbrough gladly taking that. Jacoby Jones, he twice has struck out. Both of those against Andriese. Pitch. There's a strike. One ball, one strike. Shot toward the corner. That ball will bound over the low wall for a double. Jones picking up his 17th double of the year. 6th hit for the Tigers.
Well, went down and got it. Here's the changeup. Look at him go out there and get it. Gets around it, but he's going to be able to keep that ball fair. And with 2 outs, give the Tigers a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Yarbrough had retired the first 8 men he had faced, striking out 4 of them before surrendering the double. And now it's Candelario. Jeimer Candelario 0 for 3, line to left his last time. After a couple strikeouts, he works him in. Strike in that time, and it's 1-1. Ryan Yarbrough 7-4 on the year. Pitching with the Rays down 2-1 right now. Ahead in the count.
That has been such an effective pitch for him. The cutter in. That one down had more of a hard slider-like look, but he's able to bore that in on the righties, keep them honest, and all of a sudden the changeup away, the traditional fastball away.
Up with the fastball there, 2-2.
That's all right, because off of that you can come right back with the cutter. You could go to the changeup. A lot of good options here, but you want to make something happen right now.
Tigers getting their first look at Ryan Yarbrough. And a ground ball to the right side for Wendell. Into the glove and out. Over to Crone. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time. It's 2-1 Detroit.
Time for our Chevy Prospect Spotlight, and we highlight 3 Durham Bulls selected to tonight's AAA All-Star Game. Keon Wong leads the team in hits and doubles. Justin Williams tops on the team with 41 RBIs. And Ian Jabot pitching to a 1.67 ERA, 49 strikeouts in 31 appearances. Guys, that game, the International League against the Pacific Coast League, taking place tonight in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, here the Rays trying to put together an inning against Jordan Zimmerman. The only run so far, the home run by Kevin Kiermaier. Alex Smith hits it on the ground sharply to the right side. Goodrum had him played up.
How about that? Now that's something that you don't see a lot, I mean at all. There's nobody on, nobody out, leading off the 7th inning, and Nico Goodrum is playing his, I mean, look how tight he is. That has a lot to do with Malik Smith. First of all, he was being protected down there. Candelario at third base playing in to take away the bunt. And Goodrum right there trying to take away the bunt that Malik Smith is going to pull and try to pull past the pitcher. But boy, he's almost able to knock it right by him.
Now Kiermaier.
I can't remember, though, the last time I've seen that.
I was absolutely
or if I've ever
surprised.
Seen that. Yeah,
I'm not sure that I've seen it.
And that's the only thing that you think of. You know, if he's playing normal second base, Malik Smith pulls a bunt by Zimmerman, it's a base hit.
Yep.
And so to take that away, you play him tight, but boy, you make it tough on him on any ground ball where he's got to move laterally.
Still an 0-2 count on Kevin Kiermaier.
Either that or he read the signs wrong. He may be asking himself the same thing. Why was I playing here?
A little chopper third base. Kiermaier digging to first. He's going to beat it out. And he's aboard for the 3rd time.
It wasn't egregious, but you could see Candelario, as long as it took for him to get rid of the baseball, there was no way you're getting Kiermaier on that little half swing. You've got to get rid of this almost as soon as it touches your glove. And that wasn't that bad, but that was still too long. Boy, does he get to top speed fast.
The Rays have Kiermaier aboard with 1 out. 8 hits now for the Rays. The only run, the Kiermaier homer. Now Matt Duffy. Catches the outside corner. Duffy 1 for 3 on the day. Pitch very close, but a ball. And 1. So Duffy 3 of 7 in his career against Zimmerman. Kiermaier back in. Kiermaier 6 of 7 in the running game. Zimmerman keeping an eye on him. Again, Zimmerman allowing just 2 steals on the year, and this his 12th start with 4 caught stealings. That'll be a strike out there on the corner. Down around the knees. 1 and 2. That's going to go through. In the left. Kiermaier advances to second on the second hit of the day for Matt Duffy.
Wait till you see the location. You know, Zimmerman had got ahead of him, making quality pitches on the edge of the plate, and now trying to close him with the slider. Never got there. You give him a chance, leaving it middle, and he finds a hole on the left side. That's all it takes. You do all that work, put yourself in a good count, you make that one mistake, and credit Duffy for capitalizing.
Zimmerman's in the mid-80s in pitch count. We're going to start to see some action in the Detroit bullpen while McCann and Zimmerman meet on the mound. Zimmerman, you talk about pounding the strike zone. 23 of his last 24 hitters first pitch strikes. I mean, that's unbelievable.
You know, and the thing is they're not just strikes for the sake of strikes. Most of them have been quality strikes.
Jake Bauers, he takes it inside. Bauers walked in the first inning. 0 for 2 since then. Strike in the lower part of the zone. It's been 2-1 since the fourth. The turn, nothing doing at second on Kiermaier. He scored a run in the third on the Kiermaier home run. A 2-run home run by James McCann in the fourth made it a 2-1 game. It's 2-1 in the bottom of the seventh. Foul back. That will be out of play. And they give Zimmerman the edge and the count at 1-2.
And when he got Bauers in his last at bat, he went high up and out of the zone, and Bauers followed him. I'm sure that's in the back of his mind here at 1-2.
Meanwhile, a righty and a lefty in the bullpen. Wilson, the right-hander, stumped the lefty. And this one will go to the backstop, and the Rays will have 2 men in scoring position. Runs the count to 2-2 on Bauers. Kiermaier to third and Duffy to second.
And the slider down and in, and you just see right there, McCann does not get that 5-hole closed. Came up just a little bit, that ball snuck through. That's a big mistake.
The stage is set. 2 men in scoring position, 1 out, and a 2-2 count to Bauers. He pops it up. That's McCann tracking it, coming down from first, just fair. Hicks, McCann looking for it. Candelario came down from third, and Hicks suddenly out of nowhere came on to save the day for the Tigers.
Dwayne, that ball was hanging around up there next to the infamous speakers, straight up above the plate, and you could see right there McCann just did not have a chance. Couldn't find it, and here comes Hicks to save the day, even with a little bit of a slip.
Two gone.
I thought maybe it had a chance of banging into one of those again.
Jay Crone takes ball 1. Crone has a single and a double today. Very wide there and a reach by McCann. Well, the Rays have left men on base in every inning except the fourth. Both men in scoring position in the seventh. Well, that wild pitch, a big opportunity for the Rays. And a shot back into left. Well hit. That baby's gone. Home run number 18 for C.J. Crone. A 3-run blast, and the Rays take the lead. C.J. Crone hit a missile out to left center field, and the Rays lead 4-2.
Another slider that hung. He knew it. Think about the Duffy hit with 2 strikes.
Kiermaier just enjoying that one. Runner with a view right there. Here's Choi taking ball 1.
When C.J. Crone catches one clean, it's got that sound. That's what Kiermaier's like. I knew from the sound.
The second home run for the Rays off Zimmerman today. Listen to the contact. That's a home run. A strike, and it's 2-1 on Choi. 10 hits for the Rays. 4 runs, and they have a 2-run lead. Close there. 3-1. Full count. Troy had a base hit to left in the 6th. Making his Rays debut today. Up and down the Rays lineup. Kiermaier 3 hits, including a home run. Crone 3 hits, including a 3-run home run. Lifted back of third. That will be out of play. Diego Castillo up in the bullpen for the Rays. Shot. That's a foul ball, says Lance Barrett. That ball hit very hard up the line and just foul. Go back to the plate. Comes Choi. Here's another look at that shot. If you're the umpire on a close call like that, you're emphatic.
Have to be.
Sell it.
Gotta sell.
A nice pick up there by Ozzie Timmons. PR work there.
Add more backspin. Not topspin. Ozzie's big fan of backspin.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. But still able to make the play on the topspin lob.
A 3-2 count on Choi. Wilson fouls it again. This will be a 10-pitch at bat with this next delivery. C.J. Cron, the difference in the game right now. Cron had a 3-hit game here Monday. 3 hits in this game. And the 10th pitch of the at bat is fouled out of play. Take a look at the particulars on the C.J. Cron home run. StatCast powered by AWS. 413 feet. Up the left side. Little slice on it. That ball's going to be fair and will kick back into the stands for a double. Choi hit it the other way. Hands himself a 2-base hit. He's 2 for 4. And that will bring Rod Gardenhire out of the dugout. The 11th pitch of the at bat, a 2-base hit for Choi. And that will chase Zimmerman. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. From the Florida Lottery, a new spin on a classic loaded with prizes from $10,000 to $2 million. Unleash the excitement anytime. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Five pitches for Zimmerman through 6 2/3. Responsible for a man on as he leaves. Alex Wilson's going to be the new pitcher. Rays saw Wilson here in game 1. Willie Adames will be the first man to face him today. Pitch misses. Wilson faced 4 hitters in Monday's game. Picked up a strikeout. Adames swings through it. Up the right side. If it's fair, it's going to be foul, however. Down around the bullpen, 1 and 2.
Boy, you're a right-handed hitter off Alex Wilson. Plan on seeing that slider, and really it's got a cutter-like look at times. An awful lot. It kind of resembles what we saw to Jordan Zimmerman. You know, hard movement away, a lot of times same plane, maybe a little bit of depth to it.
And he's been tough on righties with that pitch. They're hitting only about 180 off him. It's 2-2.
Well, he's either trying to get you to obviously swing and miss. At the very minimum, take it off the barrel of the bat, get it towards the end, poor contact.
And he gets the corner there. Fastball. Adames called out on strikes. But the Rays have a big inning in the 7th. The blast by C.J. Cron, a 3-run shot. And the Rays at the end of 7 lead 4-2. For Detroit against Diego Castillo. A reminder of Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters, and they've done that in 2 more today. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher to take to Canes Furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. Castillo, one of a number of changes, and we'll get to those in a moment for the Rays. 16th appearance for the hard-throwing right-hander.
21 strikeouts in 19 innings to go along with just 5 walks. And to protect a 2-run lead.
First pitch is a ball. Castellanos. Rays have Jake Bowers coming in from left to play first. Thrown out of the game. Alex Smith moves over from right to play left, and Carlos Gomez is the new right fielder. And there's a shot off the bat of Castellanos, going to be off the wall. Extra bases, maybe. He's on his way, and it's in there. The throw came in to Wendell, and he just couldn't handle it cleanly had he come up with that when he had a very good shot at retiring Castellanos.
It looked like he was trying to get the tag to the front edge of that bag before securing the baseball. Castellanos hits this pitch from Castillo, that fastball running in, and hits it so hard it got to the wall so quickly. Well played by Alex Smith, so now you give yourself a chance at second base. And right there, Joey Wendell was spinning to make that tag before that ball was securely in the glove. And yeah, he had a pretty good shot at it.
Here's Goodrum sending one back into left. Malik's turned around, makes the catch on the track. He got to it and managed to haul it in, but it was not an easy route for Alex Smith.
Well, let's take a look at it. Off the bat, drop step to the left. Oh, nice little, showing some flexible hips. They'd love him at the NFL Combine.
And he battled it, came up with the fly ball, one away.
Bottom line game.
There's Hicks. And he went after that one, tried not to. One and one. Steele worked in Monday's game, 2/3 of an inning. Which for a run on one hit and a walk, also hit a man. Hicks lifts it into right field. It's Carlos Gomez coming in. 2 gone. Home run derby. Mobile game is back. Wait a minute. That throw back and the ball is loose. We're going to get an advance. Castillo had to come over to cover the bag. And Castellanos moves from second to third.
Here it is. Gomez with that hard throw in there and underneath the glove of Wendell and gets by Duffy, or excuse me, Adames, I guess. Yeah, there's Wendell, and right here, hard throw, low, Adames to back it up. Gets by him, wide to Duffy, sloppy.
An error on Gomez. Man at third, 2 outs now. Victor Martinez shoots it into left. Malik's on the run, dives, got it. Malik Smith, a diving grab, stretching out to grab that one. Stamp that one with a star for Malik Smith to save a run and in the top of the 8th. Nicely done right there by Malik's. Good defense at the end of the inning.
How about this? Malik Smith saving the day with that diving catch, backhand, going down to the ground, keeping the eye on the prize. That is your Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game. Maybe the save of the game.
Joey Wendell leading off the 8th, takes the ball away. Wendell 1 for 3 with a double his first time up today to extend his hitting streak to 11. Sharply hit off the front of the Rays dugout. Lefty stump up in the bullpen again for Detroit. Sergio Romo throwing in the bullpen for the Rays. 2-1 count. All 4 of the runs for Tampa Bay on 11 hits off Zimmerman. Wilson came out, got the final out in the 7th. He got Adames looking on strikes. 2-2. There's a pitch biting down and in that he fouled off.
And that's similar to what Jordan Zimmerman was able to get him with earlier in the game. A pitch that he swung at almost hit him in that back leg. Both of these guys feature that hard lateral moving slider.
It's a pop back foul. Well, the Rays now for about 3 weeks, you go back to the 22nd of June, they're 13-4. And that's the best 17-game stretch they've had since June of 2015. And now a pitch down and in does get Wendell biting down and in. He's out on strikes for the second time. Some other numbers during that stretch.
Now, you know, 4.5 runs, about 4.5 runs a game, fine. But when you combine it with what the pitching staff's been able to do, that is more than enough. And how about the 5 shutouts on top of everything else?
Yeah, the pitching has been just unbelievable.
It really has. And I'll tell you what, Kevin Cash has masterfully put together these game plans where, you know, we've had the game 1 of the series, a 10-inning game. You went through 9 pitchers. You talk about piecing things together and getting the right matchups. And you give credit to Kevin Cash for getting the right matchups. You got to give tons of credit to the guys coming in for executing the pitches, and that's what this staff has done, top to bottom.
Yeah, they used 7 pitchers over the last 4 innings of that game. You got 6 innings from 2 pitchers, and then really went to work.
But you know what? You're only as good as your guys' execution, and that's what they've done. They've been put in spots, the best chance to succeed, and they have made pitches. I'll tell you.
Well, everybody at the ready.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's pitching in. Sucre pops it to the right side. And that'll be the second out. Strikeout and a pop out. 2 up, 2 down. Don't forget the Home Run Derby mobile game is back with more competition, more challenge, and more dingers than ever before. Enter the code All-Star DC to unlock exclusive All-Star gear at MLB.com/HRD game. Pitching change coming here. Ron Gardenhire calls for the lefty. Back in a moment. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. Pre-game show presented by your local Honda dealers. Orestes will break down Blake Snell. Still looking for a way to get him on the All-Star team this year. Daniel Stumpf, the new pitcher, the lefty, on to face Malik Smith, who tried to check and could not. That's a strike. Stumpf just recently off the disabled list. He's quickly ahead of Malik. Boy, what a catch Smith made on the ball hit by Victor Martinez to end the top half of this inning, because that inning was stacking up with trouble written all over it. And a base hit the other way. So against the lefty, Malik Smith has himself a base hit.
Just fought it off. You know, Stumpf showing some good velocity. He's got good stuff.
It's a dozen hits for the Rays in this game.
That offense starting to show some signs of life. And they had the big 9-run game that was in New York against the Mets. Then the 10-run game in Game 1 of this series.
Well, Kevin Kiermaier has 3 hits already. He's 3 for 4. And another trip to the mound. The Tigers talking this one over. Rays Live, the post game presented by W.B. Mason. It's following our coverage. Rich, Doug, and Orestes anchoring the coverage. We'll hear from Kevin Cash and pick up a minor league report updating the Rays farm system. All of that coming up next. The Tigers break up their meeting on the mound before they face Kiermaier in the 8th. There goes Malik Smith. The pitch is a strike, and Malik is out at second base. Rodriguez put the tag on him, and the Rays say, wait a minute, they want to check the video room and see if they've got a case or not. And Charlie Montoya says, let's have him take a look at that.
Well, let's take a peek. Here comes McCann up and throwing. Good throw. Rodriguez. That little oven mitt looked like it may have gotten in there. Let's see.
I think he's safe.
I think he is too. And the only thing is you know, it comes dislodged. Was the tag still being applied? But I think that that left hand was in there ahead of the throw in the tag.
Well, if the Rays get the call, it'll be the 16th stolen base for Malik. And that's under review right now.
That's that left hand. Here comes the tag. That hand is there. Pops up right there, but that tag was pulled off by that point.
Bill Welke with the headsets on. Conversation going on out there at second base. Goodrum there, and Castellanos coming in from right. Castellanos talking to Malik about the Florida necklace, wondering how he can run so fast and carry such weight around his neck
and not chip a tooth.
Yes.
You know, I think bouncing around. There you go.
Well, Malik is going to get a stolen base, so that'll be for Malik Smith, stolen base number 16. The call overturned. It's a 1-strike count on Kevin Kiermaier. And a strike on the outside edge. 0-2. Rays have a 4-2 lead. Romo's been down in the bullpen. Kittredge had joined him. And a cut and a miss. So Kiermaier's out on strikes. We're going to go to the 9th. Montook due to lead it off for Detroit with Romo on his way. Two ball game as we move on to inning 9. Sergio Romo takes over on the hill for the Rays, pitcher number 5. He'll face Mikey Montook to lead off the 9th inning for Detroit. Pitch is wide. James McCann, the catcher, will be next. Accounted for both home runs for the Tiger, both runs with a home run for the Tigers. That came in the 4th. Swing foul back of first and headed for the seats.
Well, Sergio Romo, for him, it's all about execution. Everybody understanding what he's all about. Extreme arm angles, got a very good sweeping slider. He's shown an increase in velocity here over the last week and a half.
And he gets the corner on that one. 1-2. He comes in 1-2 with 10 saves.
That fastball earlier in the season was sitting 84, 85. Last couple of outings, we've seen it up to 87, 88.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Brings about hit Detroit 12-7. They lead 4-2. Swing and a foul out of play. Montook bunted his way on in the 4th inning before the home run by McCann. Retired in the 2nd on a very good play by Duffy at 3rd. 1 for 3 and leading off the 9th. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball short. Picked by Adames, and the throw is there in time to get Montook. So the leadoff man retired in the ninth.
Nifty little backhand right there. Now set your feet, make a strong throw. Got him by a step.
It was McCann, along with the 4th inning home run, a 2nd inning single. He is 2 for 3. First pitch is a strike. Wave and a miss. That one ran right away from him, and it's 0-2. Pitcher of record for the Rays is Yarbrough. It would be his 8th win, taking over the MLB rookie lead in that department. Should the Rays get the next 2 outs here. And there's one of the 2 outs they need. A wave and a miss on the breaking ball. The ground ball by Ma took the strikeout of McCann.
I like the way Romo uses this one. He starts this one in off the plate, and he's going to force that swing, but he drops it below the zone. He even took a little bit off miles per hour wise. He can add and subtract with that pitch. He can sweep it off the plate. He can drop it below the zone, and all of it coming from that extreme wide arm angle. On top of all that, he's got a real good idea of what he's doing out there, and it's a good read of a hitter.
Here's a first pitch strike into Ronnie Rodriguez. Rodriguez has walked, flied to center, and gone out pitcher first. Nothing in 2. Rays a strike away from sweeping Detroit and moving 4 games over 500. Romo delivers, and a cut and a miss. The Rays are winners today. 4-2 the final. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Sergio Romo. And the Rays take this one from Detroit. A 4-2 final. The big blow, the home run by Crone. And here's the strikeout pitch to end it all.
Well, this is a carbon copy of how he got McCann. Take a little bit off, start it in, drop it below. Very efficient ninth inning for the Romo. Wrapping up that 11th save and another win for the Rays.
14 strikeouts for Rays pitching today. Here's the Coors Light refreshing finish. And the big blow of the game, a 3-run shot on a 2-0 pitch in the 7th inning. That turned it around for the Rays, giving them this 4-2 win. Yarbrough now 8-4. Romo picking up his 11th save. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, great to have you aboard. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the postgame, comes your way next.